e5. The bishop's open. Developing the knight. This move clear. That's playable. Developing the bishop and increasing influence in the center. They bring out their knight, increasing their control over the center. This lets your bishop step into the game. Their knight comes into play, attacking the center. You're preparing for the game ahead, activating the queen in the opening. They chose kingside castling, getting their king out of the center and activating a rook. Castling on the same side as your opponent and preparing for the middle game. They offer a fair trade of pieces.
Yeah, boy.
This is the only move that works, and you found it. A straightforward recapture. This offers a trade to your opponent. Their pawn attacks your knight, kicking it out. You exchange pieces of equal value. Their recapture simultaneously brings the queen into play. You're kicking their bishop out of a useful square, moving their threatened bishop to safety. This move is okay, but not what I would have played. Their piece is now in a more active square. You apply pressure to your opponent's pawn chain. They've brought their piece into play while forcing your queen to retreat. This moves your queen to a safer square. They are right on target. You trade off equal material. A clear recapture. Your rooks are connected, which helps them work together. A correct move to get their pawn out of harm's way. The only move, and you found it. That was an even. Their best option was to recapture a piece. A logical capture. They are threatening to win material because the defender is pinned. You allowed the opponent to win material because the defender is pinned. Their better move was to win material because the defender is pinned. You've moved your piece to a powerful square. They defended their pawn, which was under attack. You permitted the opponent to eventually win a bishop. They found a way to win your bishop. Nice, definitely the right move. A straightforward recapture. With this move, all your pieces are finally in action. This move puts their bishop on a safer square. You captured that free pawn. They are threatening to checkmate the king. You stopped your opponent from being able to checkmate the king. They made one of the top moves in this position. Good job, that's what I would have played too. Precise move from your opponent. That pawn was yours for the taking. Their bishop is now in a more active square. Your pawn is no longer hanging and is now defended, moving their bishop to a better position. That was a fair trade. A clear recapture. Very good choice. They move their king out of the check from your rook. Yes, this is the way. This move doesn't help their position at all. Nice, definitely the right move. This move left their pawn hanging. You want a pawn for free. They move the bishop to safety. Passed pawns have a clear path. They played the strong. You allowed the opponent to eventually capturing your hanging pawn. You overlooked a better way to evade the check from the opposing rook. Their better move was to threaten checkmate. This move gives you a passed pawn, free to advance up the board. A correct move to get their bishop out of harm's way. There was only one good move and you found it. You escaped the... They took your pawn for free. For sure you had to move away from the threat. Their rook is now keeping an eye on your passed pawn. The game was close to even, but now you are in a worse position. You are now able to pin a bishop to the king. This pin ties down their bishop, reducing its flexibility. This is the only good move. They defended. Good job, that's what I would have played too. They are threatening to eventually win a pawn. Your passed pawn is one step closer to promotion. Decent move, but they had a better one. You step your king away from the checking rook. They move the rook to safety. With that move, you chase the rook away. A correct move to get their rook out of harm's way. Good job defending that pawn. Their bishop is now more active on this square. Clearly, you don't want to leave your rook in danger. This move puts their bishop on a safer square. Clearly, you don't want to leave your pawn in danger. The game was fairly balanced, but now your opponent... You overlooked a better way to push a passed pawn. This is the only move that works. They've placed their rook behind. This is a fine move. They are threatening to capture a pawn and win material after the follow-up trades. You allowed the opponent to capture a pawn and win material after the follow-up trades. They missed a better way to capture the opponent's passed pawn. Your opponent has to watch that passed pawn, moving their bishop to a better position. You are threatening to win material through a tactic? They prevented you from being able to win material through a tactic. Well done, an excellent move. They moved the bishop to safety. This wins a bishop. They played one of the best moves here. You escaped the check from them. You found a safer square. Moving their threatened, this is the way to win. A clear recapture. Their rook is, they moved their king. I like their choice. Nice, definitely. Correct, of course. For sure you had to move. Clearly, you don't want to. They played one of the best moves here.